at 20 years old, I needed some money, so they were hiring. So I became an after-school counselor. There I met hundreds of young people that there's quite a few that I still stay in touch with to this day. I'm joined by one, Gabriel Arrieta, full-time accountant now. Met him when he was just 12 years old, and then he became shortly after that a mentor in our mentorship program some years later. But you know, from meeting Vision Urbana to then eventually meeting my wife, Leslie Rios, who's also a native of the Lower East Side. I now have a family, and we are still here on Avenue C. And again, the story beginning at NYCHA Baruch, now still here at Lower East Side, and hoping to stay here and afford to stay here. My heart is to be in this community in as many ways as possible. I think that is the best way for a young person to live their life. And I think many people in this room here today looking at me have felt that same passion and same direction in their life to just stay involved. And so that's the story of me. Thank God it turned out kind of positive. And I make sure in order to stay positive, I must surround myself with positive leaders.
Amen.
People that we elect, learning that process, understanding how important it is. And so just keeping my friendship doors open to everyone. And so that is a little bit of my story, and I thank you for the few minutes to do this event and to talk before you all. So, thank you. God bless.
And now it is my turn. It's my extreme pleasure to meet a woman who's a native of the Lower East Side, who is known as the mayor of the Lower East Side, and who I know that's true because 10 years ago when I first moved here, I ran into her every place and everything I went to. So I would like to talk about Debbie Cox, Vice President of Community Integration, Liaison, what am I getting it wrong? Department of Integration, Community Engagement, Henry Street Settlement. She has worked for Henry Street Settlement for 42 years.
Wow.
42 years. That's no joke. And tonight she was a little late coming because she was with her group. So she was taking care of her group. Let me just say a few more things about her. So 42 years. In her job as Vice President of Community Engagement, she really hooks people up with the services that they need. And she also works on combining services, making them work together, starting new services. So she's really skilled in developing and getting people into programs that really matter to them, which is almost every way I've met you so far. Outside of her work, she remains involved in the community by organizing community events, showing up at these events, support local volunteers for political activists, inherent on growing, improving the quality of life for all New Yorkers. It's my pleasure to know and to get to honor Debbie Cox. So this is to acknowledge and express our deep appreciation for your ongoing activism, advocacy, and skilled leadership with Henry Street Settlement, connecting community members with innovative and necessary programs. Thank you
Debbie.
I'm not one for speeches, and I'm not one to really want to accept award for the work that I love to do for this community. Yes, it's true that I've been working for Henry Street for 42 years. I've been at Henry Street longer than that. I went to their daycare and in 1969, and I never left. So I am probably one of the buildings at Henry Street Settlement. But it was an honor when Marilyn called me and said that she was going to honor me with this award. I was like, I'm not really one for awards. I just out here to do the work. It's my mission. I raised my children here. I grew up in NYCHA, in LaGuardia Projects with my 4 siblings. And for Henry Street, for me, was a safe haven for me. Just knowing that we had all these services. And I wanted to make sure that this generation will receive those same services that I received and I do a lot of community events, and I know some of you've been to probably many of them. I have one coming up this Sunday. It's the Halloween event. It's gonna be in Soul Lane Park. I hope you guys can pop by. Last year we had 1,000 people attend. So I don't know what to expect on Sunday. But it's a superhero trunk or treat event. And yeah, so if you want to stop by, I truly want to thank Grand Street Dam. This is truly an honor. And I want to say that it's such an honor to be doing this award with Eric and Donna. So really, thank you so much.
Yeah, can you come up for a picture? I just also want to say, while we're getting the picture, I can't think of any people that have affected more over the last 3 years during the pandemic in this community.
Daddy, over here, like.
There we go. Deb, look over this way next. Okay.
Hey Frank, I need this photo.
Oh, it will be all over social media before you go to sleep.
Right, you have to pay me for that one.
Who didn't get their bag? Don, would you like a bag? So, before I just want to invite Carolyn and Melissa to notice our sponsors who are in the room and see if any of them would like to say a few words to you. Ladies?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. This is it's so wonderful. I just love being a part of this community so much. I'm Carolyn Blasco. I'm your district leader with Grand Street Dems.
And I'm Melissa Schiffman. I'm the vice president of the Grand Street Dems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are, as Mary said, these are difficult times, and it's really nice to pause and celebrate and to be together in community. So thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you especially to the sponsors of this evening. We're gonna go down the list, and our sponsors who are here tonight, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, we invite you to do that. But first we're gonna go down the list, starting with Donnybrook.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We love our local establishment that's hosted us so many years. Come back another time. And then, do you want to just take the first one? Okay. So first of all, our State Senator Brian Kavanaugh. Our Assembly Member Grace Lee, and I know Fanny is here. Our Congressperson Dan Goldman, and who's our City Council Member.
Not our assembly person, but our neighboring assembly person, Harvey Epstein. Our district leader, Carolyn Lasco. Our neighboring district leader, Victoria Fariello. Our state committee member, Morton Minsley.
Coming later.
He's later. He's coming.
We'll applaud him later.
And Scott Stringer.
So if you're here and you're a sponsor and you'd like to come up, please, we invite you to come up, say hello to the crowd, Brian, John, Victoria, if you'd like to say anything, please, come on up and say hello.
Please, take the floor.
Thank you very much. So I'll be very brief. First of all, I want to compliment you on your really great discerning taste in honorees tonight. Really, really remarkable. You know, remarkable people really that did carry so much of this community for so long. It's really, really wonderful. And, you know, all the work they've done, and great that you're honoring it tonight. You know, this is, as has been said, in many ways a very difficult time, obviously on the international stage, but also, you know, here in this country where we have a federal government that is currently effectively not functioning, at least at the legislative level, notwithstanding the great work of our congressional delegation, including our own Dan Goldman. There's Grace. Fortunately, we have great assembly members. No, but we're working very hard at the state level to deliver on behalf of this community on, you know, just on housing, on climate, on local community issues. And the work you do to engage people, to get them involved, to bring them together, to educate them, really is a critical part of what we do. So we appreciate it. I'm going to keep this very short because there's a lot of us on your list, and we've heard a lot of speeches tonight. But again, thank you to Grant Street for the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you for all you do every day.
Grace, I do have. Okay, all right, Grace. Okay. This is Grace Lee, our esteemed assembly member.
Great to see all of you. It's always a pleasure to be with Grand Street. I want to thank everyone here for all their hard work in this past election to help re-elect Chris Marte. And also help them into my seat. And I'm sure Brian spoke of some of the amazing things that we were able to accomplish this year in Albany, between getting $390 million for ERAP, $30 million for the Asian organizations across the state, and also making Lunar New Year a statewide school holiday. But also locally, you know, I think the community has been so incredibly involved in helping to elevate the issues that are important to this district, including, you know, working on issues around traffic at Grant Street and Clinton, speaking up about the illegal smoke shops across the district, you know, just even talking about climate resiliency, congestion pricing, I see you, and everything else. So, you know, I think the best electeds are those with great constituents, and we are able to do our job well because of all of you and all of your activism and all of the work that you put in to help keeping us accountable. So thank you to all of you for being here, for supporting the great work that Grant Street does. We have a very important midterm election coming up. Not midterm, but election coming up this year nationally, but here also locally in New York. So continue the hard work. We'll keep going, and thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm going to keep this super short. I just want to give a huge thank you to all the honorees. People don't know how much work they put in every single day and every single night. I get phone calls from Eric saying, hey, can you call DIFTA? We really need more money for the senior program that we have. Don calls me, he's like, I have 500 meals. Who can I give it to? I need to get rid of these meals. And Debbie, you know, Henry Street has their department is called DICE. I literally thought the D in DICE was for Debbie because she truly does all the work. And when you talk about the great work elected officials do, we can't do it without these organizations because they're the ones in the ground, making sure that everyone gets the services that we support and that we care about. And when we think about what creates a community in the Lower East Side, is these people that are truly invested in it and will give anything and do anything to make sure someone gets the attention, gets the love, and gets the care that they get. And so thank you, Debbie, thank you, Don, and thank you, Eric. You guys are amazing, and I just want to say that. And don't forget to vote on November 7th. Thank you.
work for Congressmember Dan Goldman. Dan is currently in D.C. in what is the hot mess of the federal government. So we're hoping to get a speaker. Hopefully it's Hakeem Jeffries. Keep crossing our fingers. The council member said a lot of amazing things, so I won't go in detail, but to Eric, to Debbie, and to Don, we talk all the time about all the things we need to do for our communities, and we can only keep working as harder when we have leaders like the three of you, and when we have leaders that make up Grand Street Democrats. Let me just say that we have, you all know, it's a huge 10th congressional district, but the Lower East Side is a very powerful neighborhood filled with many different ideas, but we all come to the table and we make things happen. So I am honored to be here. I'm sending Dan his regards to all of you, and if you have issues with your postal service, contact me.
Hi, hey, thank you so much. I want to, of course, say thank you to the honorees, because it is the honorees and the people like Eric and Debbie and Don who actually make things change on the ground. And it's all of you being here, and I have to say, it says a lot about Grand Street Dems that these are your honorees, so thank you. And also, local politics matter. They matter a lot. How many people are county committee members here? So we know being a county committee member can make a big difference in our local politics. If anybody was there last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago, we almost did it. We almost got it over the crop line. But we got to keep working. It's about organizing and coming together so that we can actually make a change in our neighborhoods. So I don't want to talk anymore. Everybody's had plenty of speeches, but thank you so much. Thank you, Grand Street Dems.
And then I'm going to use my time together, all the sponsors back up here, and our honorees, and can we do one more group photo? So like John, I'll come on up, and Debbie, and Don, and Eric, and Grace, and Brian, and Chris, and just like, can we just gather here one more time?
Thanks,